As if rugby isn't scary enough, right? Bone-crushing tackles, you know, rucks that make your ACL feel like they're going to fall off the bone, and the thought of dropping a high ball in front of the ones you love the most. There has been some seriously scary rugby players over the years, so it got me thinking, you know, if I want to be more intimidating on the rugby pitch, I've got to learn from some of the scariest rugby players of all time. So it was time for me to get my investigation hat on, you know, Sherlock Holmes, Poirot, maybe even James Bond if he was ugly and had no friends.
Oh, really? Really, mate? Come on. What's that about?
It was time to get to it. Hours and hours of research that led to 5 players, each more scary than the last. Where did I start? It was simple. Meet Tomas Lavanini, the man that takes the rules of rugby into his own hands. And by hands, I mean a no-arms tackle straight to the dome. Lavanini has amassed 12 cards over his international career. That's 9 yellow cards and 3 red cards, becoming the first man in Test match history to reach that milestone. Has anyone checked on him? Because he's collecting these red cards as if they're some sort of infinity stones. You know, what's he going to do when he gets 5? Is he going to, you know, wipe out the entirety of the Tier 2 nations? I'm not really sure what his plan is. It's almost like he gets to a point in the game where he just loses all physical control of his body and decides to kamikaze into someone's face, which is innately terrifying, both being on his team and against him. Against him, because you know at some point you could be having a career-ending injury, and with him, because you know at some point during the game you're going to be playing with 14 men. So from my research, my takeaway from Lavanini is just to get more cards. Don't actually get more cards, it's just for the video. Foul play is not cool. The deeper and deeper I got into my research, the more I realised that some people are just angry on a rugby pitch, similar to how I feel when I think about the 2015 World Cup. And one of the angriest players of all time, a man that strikes fear into anyone that holds the ball in their hands for more than 5 seconds. A man with potentially the coolest name in rugby history.
Bakkies Botha. Second row.
This man had more pent-up testosterone than Mike Tyson's relationship with ears. He made crunching tackles that were fueled by his hatred of people making gain line. So much so, actually, that once he decided to headbutt someone for just making a few yards. In fact, I think if this man looked at me on the rugby pitch, I would just tackle myself, lay on the floor and give him the ball. One of the most damning things I actually found during my research was his reasoning behind why he retired.
It's one of my reasons I retired from international rugby, because I got an email and say there will be five extra HD cameras around the pitch, and I thought, no, that's enough. They're going to catch me. I'm calling it a day.
Obviously, this is just really good banter, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of truth behind it. So, what am I taking from Botha? His pure aggression. So we're doing well so far. We've got a boatload of aggression and a little sprinkling of foul play. But what I found next was completely outrageous. Say hello to Portia Woodman Wycliffe, arguably the GOAT of women's rugby. I'm not going to say too much. I just want you to watch this tape I found back in the archives. Okay, then Portia's through again. Look at this. There's no reason to slow down or to not to score this try. This is just an easy try. Oh my God! Why is she? That's a poor girl. Why would she do that? Holy! She's actually actively slowed down to hand off this girl. Actually, sorry, not hand off. Soul crush. It's almost as if scoring the try was just too easy. So ending the girl's career was the only thing that would suffice. And for that reason, from Portia, we're taking her Audacity. Just found out that you're not subscribed and you haven't liked this video yet, which is weird. Don't know if you're, joking or something, but everyone else here has. So, if you can, go get to that now. Anyway, yeah. I think at this point we're all friends here, right? So I'm going to let you into a little secret story. When I was writing this video, there was actually a solar eclipse outside my house. I thought to myself, what the hell is going on? So I got up, went over to the window, opened the blinds, and to my surprise, it wasn't the moon crossing the sun, it was Henry Tuilagi. The bloke's biceps could feed a family of 4. And you know those TikTok videos with those hydraulic presses? Yeah, that's actually powered by Henry's hamstring. Sometimes I finish a gym session and think, wow, got such a good pump on, just to go home, look in the mirror, and just remember that I'm built like a bag of sick. Henry never has this problem. He is one of the hardest hitters, biggest carriers, and one of the scariest blokes to ever grace a rugby pitch. Anyone that's even attempted to tackle this man gained some serious respect points from me. I think if I tried to tackle him, he would actually blow my hairline off. Having said all of this, I could have put all of the names of the Tuilagi family into a hat, picked one name out, and I still would have felt like an insignificant waste of oxygen. So for that reason, and that reason alone, we're taking Henry's power. So wow, here we are. After hours and hours of research, if we combine our foul play, aggression, audacity, and power together, we can figure out who the scariest rugby player is of all time. Sebastien Chabal. Chabal is the scariest rugby player of all time. I once read a comment that said you could put Chabal into any era of human history and he would fit in. That in itself is terrifying. Chabal could tackle hard, he could carry hard, and he could even throw a nasty right hook. Players feared him, and I imagine at some points, coaches feared him too. I mean, just look into his eyes for a second.
Can I ask you a question in English?
No.
No?
We are in France. We speak French. Okay. Merci.
I can't be the only one that just pooed themselves a little bit. Surely I'm not the... Chabal was the ultimate bruiser. He made a legacy from being one of the most feared men of all times. Not even rugby players at this point, just men. I once actually read a research study that said that people that suffer from sleep paralysis actually saw Chabal at the end of their bed. He was a seriously impressive rugby player that struck fear into his opponents, and he had an aura on the rugby pitch that just couldn't be ignored. And that's why, in my opinion, Sebastien Chabal is the scariest rugby player of all time. So, there you go guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. We're nearly at 2,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. I really appreciate your ongoing support. Yeah, stick around, we got some more stuff coming soon. So thank you very much. See you in a bit. Bye 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 bye.